So one thing I'm seeing here is that this is not scaled. And if you go to Tools and Create a View, you have to create it in a certain way. You have to watch what it's saying right down here in the lower left hand corner, because it's going to tell you lower left, lower right, upper right, or something like that to create a triangle. Instead of doing this, don't create a view. I'm going to delete this and I'll go to Model. And this is in Floor Plan 1. So if you create a view or you put in a view, you need to specify the area that you put it in, and it's already scaled for you. So if you go to Floor Plan and I go to Tools, View, notice it says locate the first corner of the view element rectangle. And then here's another corner. Alright, so then I need to edit this view properties, and in our template it should be set up like that already. The view should already be set up. But here's what we're going to do. Link element. That link element goes to what we've already created there. Here's Floor Plan 1. That was in that area. It's already 1/8 inch scale. So I don't have to draw a view in or anything, and let's see what this does, because the question was, why is it coming in sideways? So if I have put in Floor Plan 1 with the wrong corners, it will put it in a rotated view. So that is not in a rotated view, that's 1/8 scale, and that's ready to go. Now the other thing about this, when you put in the view, is you just need to go to Properties and turn off the stretch box. If you know where your box is going to be and you're good with it being there, just turn the border off and then you're ready to go. So I'll go ahead and save that. And I think we're ready to create all the rest of it. But that comes in at that scale, so I think it's ready to go. The other thing you can look at is this doesn't look like the correct drawing, so that's just an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that correct drawing now. So it looks like I've got the correct drawing now, and if I go to Cover Sheet, that is not the view from the cover sheet. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to put in a view. I'll just let this snap. And then I'm going to edit this view's properties to number 1, turn off the stretch box. And number 2, I'm going to tell it what view I'm looking at. That's the linked element. There's cover page. And it's already at the correct scale. And I'll say OK. And that looks correct. So this cover page right here, we want to take that out, and then maybe we want to stretch the box. And we need to do that in model space. You can't really stretch a box and have that be correct. So right here where it says cover page, we'll move this off. Sorry, I don't know why it did that. So there's cover page, and I don't know why it's saying cover page. And here it is again. So we'll take that out. This is just the size of the box that comes in all the time. But now we can stretch this box and not have it overlapping. And you may have to move some of these things so that it's in the correct spot and it doesn't show you it moving as you're moving it, which is really not fun. But I'm going to move this, and I could also move, you see how this is really large and this is getting cut off right here, so you got to drag this down so it's not getting cut off. So that needs to be changed a little bit. So we'll just move these up. Sorry, this is just generic stuff. And then I could move these. I think it's right to, let's see. I'm holding down control and just grabbing these and moving these over. So now I need to move this in because it's cutting off the title block. And if you change this, and maybe I need to change this in the template, it will fit better. So now I'm going to go back to the cover sheet and check it out. That looks a lot better. Now, remember, I need to turn off this bounding box for this view, for this cover page, and it may be locked, the viewport, right here. So I'm going to go over here to layers, and see that's locked. I'm going to turn that off, because I want to go to properties of that, and then I can turn off the stretch box. Now you see how it's still overlapping the border, so I need to shrink this down a little bit more. I'm going to pause this until I get that done. Okay, even though I stretched this and I kind of rearranged these to get this smaller, make sure that your view that you put in is not overlapping this border, because that just causes problems. And this is not locked down at all. So if I go to properties of this, we want to make sure that this is linked. So we're going to go to the cover page. That's already locked down at 1/8 inch equal 1 foot. Otherwise, you have to set this up and you have to lock camera. Lock camera keeps it locked in at a certain scale. Alright, you see that lock icon. So once you select, hey, I'm looking at the cover page area, then it's already locked because you've set the scale. Now I'm going to move this little icon, which didn't move before. And I think we're good to go. I just had to move this over here to stretch this down. And just make sure if you stretch any of this stuff that you get all the text and it's not cutting anything off. Alright, and I had to move these cover pages out of this. I don't know why they're there, but we could get rid of them. We already know what that is. This is just the title of what the area is. And then I'll go to cover sheet. So this looks good. This is doing some funky stuff right here. So I would just go back and look at that. I mean, this is administrative stuff, but maybe this needs to be stretched down. And you see how that's it kind of squishes it so it looks better. Okay, and this is probably an old, this may be an old template, but I put in here the sheet number. So I'll go to field and I'll go to sheet number and I'll add that in instead. And that way if you reorder them, it keeps the correct sheet number in the whole FA set. And so we'll take out O1 and we'll just have O sheet number, and that will put the 1 in there automatically. And we should have that in every one of them. It's like that in the new template, but not in the old template, which this is. And this should say sheet number. That would be the field of sheet number. Sheet number 1 of. So I'll take the X out, and that was just for us to fill in, of however many sheets. So I'm going to put a space in here. Go back to field again, and these are already predisposed, what we call parameters of however many sheets. So let me see how many sheets. Sheet description, sheet number. I'll stop this recording, and I think you get the gist of what I was doing there. The rest of this is administrative cleanup.